This is a disclaimer for this video. I don't claim to be an expert on anything really. I'm just a teenage girl who is trying to find her way and find some sort of truth and fairness. It has recently been called to my attention that I am an anarchist. There are certain groups of people out there that would not classify me as an anarchist because I am what is called an anarcho-capitalist. I don't see anything wrong with a free market economy because isn't that what anarchism is all about? Freedom? From what I've read, which isn't much, the only real anarchist that I know personally, except for Evan, he was the first anarchist I actually talked to and had any exposure to whatsoever. He's an anarcho-capitalist, so I'm just now discovering like other forms of anarchism, the more classical forms. Okay, so apparently, like, classical anarchism doesn't like capitalism. It sees it as another form of hierarchy, like another form of restriction or something. And there, I think, are a lot who are also like social anarchists who like call themselves socialists and stuff. I respect the goals of socialism, to like make everything equal for everyone, to fairness and stuff like that. I think that's a really admirable goal and a really good goal, but I don't think you can force that upon people, and I don't think you should try and legislate that with any form of government. And so that is what has led me to anarchism. It's because, yes, I think that we should help the poor, and I think that people should be paid a living wage, and I think that every person should be able to take care of themselves and should be able to get access to a doctor and just basic. Not even basic things. I think everyone should be able to live happily, you know? But I don't think that should be the job of the state. I think that should be the job of the people. Everyone's heard that term, like lost in the system. It's applied to, government, right? Well, I don't think people should have to get lost in the system. I don't think there should be a real, I don't think it should be like a machine type of system. I think it should be like non-profits. Non-profits don't get enough love in the U.S. I don't think they do, really. We rely on like social services paid for by our tax dollars that we complain about paying for. Oh, they're raising taxes. Oh, boo, boo. Well, fuck you. I mean, the taxes are going to pay for your fucking grandfather that you abandoned, But, okay, I gotta gather my thoughts. Right, so people complain about it, but then they think that it is the government's responsibility to provide these things to them. Like, everyone's saying how Canada is so great because they have free healthcare, right? And a lot of Western world type of countries have free healthcare and more social services than us. But that's because they're socialist countries, and they have lots and lots of taxes, which means, less of your money going to you, but also more of your money going to you, but in a like indirect, obscure sort of way. It's kind of frustrating to me, all of that. That's why anarchism is so appealing. Like, I came up with this theory the other day that I presented in my philosophy class, although not very articulately. Even though I had it written down. It was something to the effect that government is people, government is run by people, and people tend to be corrupt. So the larger the government, the more corrupt it would be. That was one of my thoughts about against like socialist and communist type governments. But with, with non-profits or even profits, just with charities in general, they're voluntary. You can still live right next to someone who, is in the charity or whatever, involved with a non-profit, and you don't have to give them your money. You can go about your business freely, right? I mean, if you live in this country, whether or not you take part in any of the social programs, period, you still have to pay taxes, and if you don't, you get arrested. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that you should force anything on anyone. Whether it's something good or something bad. Force is... Anyway, I don't know. Government is force. Force is bad, right? Government is bad. It's like A equals B, B equals C, A equals C, right? That's logic for you, huh? I mean, these are just my thoughts. So I don't think I really agree with classical anarchism. That's what my friend Evan says. I brought him along to my philosophy class last Tuesday, when the topic was civil disobedience and anarchism. And Tuesday was the day that I realized I was an anarchist. I thought I was an anarchist for a long time, but because I think that the justice system and the police force should not tax, not even 1%, not even 0.002%, to keep itself in business, and I don't think they should have a monopoly on anything. To support themselves. Kind of makes me an anarcho-capitalist. Wasn't aware of that. It's kind of frightening to be an anarchist after being so like lovey-dovey, like save the world, save the animals, green peace, trees are your friend type of person that I am, and then to be an anarchist, it's kind of frightening. Especially an anarcho-capitalist, that's the money-grubbing kind. What was I talking about in the first place? Oh yeah. And then I took him to my philosophy class, and he was just sitting observing, and we were the only two people who really were interested in anarchism, or knew much about it in the class. So. And since he wasn't talking, it was just me talking, and I was getting really flustered, because I'm not good at talking much. And so I think I tapped on his shoulder or something, and was like, "This is my friend Evan, he's an anarchist." And I told him to talk, and I turned around and shut up. But he needed to talk, that's what I brought him along for. He got really mad at me for introducing him as an anarchist and not an anarcho-capitalist, because he doesn't like anarchists. He says it's not practical or something. I don't know. I think trade and economics and capitalism is good. So I don't see how anarcho-capitalism is bad. Anyway, this is me being an anarchist. Oh goodness.